Reaction delays victory more often than lack of talent, lack of opportunity, or lack of resources. Many people move through life believing that success depends primarily on what happens to them, while overlooking the powerful influence of how they respond to what happens. The time lost in emotional reaction, anger, panic, frustration, hesitation quietly stretches the distance between effort and achievement. Those who learn to reduce reaction time, not in the sense of moving faster, but in the sense of reacting less emotionally, begin to notice that their path forward becomes clearer, smoother, and more direct. When something unexpected occurs, the human mind instinctively reacts before it reflects. This instinct once helped survival in immediate danger, but in modern competitive environments it often works against progress. A harsh comment, a temporary setback, a delay in results, a mistake in performance. These events trigger emotional responses that can consume hours or even days of focus. During that time, progress pauses. Opportunities pass. Momentum slows. The event itself may have lasted only a moment, yet the reaction extends its impact far beyond its actual size. Victory in many fields belongs to those who maintain continuity of effort. Continuity requires that small disturbances do not stop movement. If every unexpected event leads to emotional interruption, consistency becomes impossible. The person who reacts intensely to every obstacle experiences repeated restarts, while the person who responds calmly continues advancing with fewer interruptions. Over months and years, this difference compounds dramatically. What appears from the outside as rapid success is often nothing more than uninterrupted persistence. Reaction also distorts judgment. When emotions rise quickly, thinking narrows, attention shifts from long-term objectives to short-term discomfort. Decisions made in such states often prioritize immediate emotional relief rather than strategic advantage. Someone may quit a project to escape frustration, respond aggressively to criticism instead of learning from it, or abandon a promising opportunity because initial results did not arrive fast enough. Each of these reactions creates delay, not because the path was blocked, but because emotional interference redirected movement away from the goal. The disciplined individual learns to create a pause between event and response. This pause may last only a few seconds, yet it changes everything. In that brief space, the mind regains balance, evaluates options, and selects actions aligned with long-term direction. Instead of reacting automatically, the person acts intentionally. Over time, repeated intentional responses build a reputation for reliability and composure. Others begin to trust decisions made by someone who does not swing dramatically with each changing circumstance. In competitive environments, the delay caused by reaction often determines who advances first. Consider two individuals facing the same challenge. One becomes frustrated, complains, and spends time discussing the difficulty. The other immediately begins adjusting strategy. Even if both eventually take similar actions, the second person started earlier. That earlier start compounds across many situations, gradually creating a significant lead. Victory often belongs not to the person who never faces obstacles, but to the one who resumes movement the fastest after encountering them. Reaction also spreads socially. In teams, workplaces, and communities, emotional responses influence group behavior. If one person reacts with panic, others often follow. Confusion multiplies. Decision-making slows. But when someone remains steady, the group stabilizes more quickly. Fewer people waste time reacting, and more people move toward solutions. The ability to control personal reaction, therefore, becomes not only an individual advantage, but a collective one, shaping the speed at which entire teams progress. Another important factor is learning efficiency. Emotional reactions to mistakes frequently prevent proper analysis. Instead of calmly identifying what went wrong, individuals become defensive, embarrassed, or discouraged. This emotional focus blocks improvement because the lesson hidden inside the mistake remains unexamined. Calm responders, however, study the situation objectively. They extract information quickly, apply adjustments, and continue practicing. Over time, their learning curve becomes steeper because fewer experiences are wasted in emotional distraction. Reaction also increases fatigue. Each emotional surge consumes mental energy, leaving less available for creative thinking and sustained effort. People who react frequently often feel exhausted, even when their workload is similar to others. Calm individuals conserve energy by minimizing unnecessary emotional spikes. This conserved energy allows them to maintain performance longer, particularly during extended challenges where endurance becomes decisive. The one who stays mentally steady across long periods often surpasses those who start intensely but fade due to emotional exhaustion. Another subtle way reaction delays victory is through reputation. Individuals known for impulsive responses are often given fewer responsibilities that require trust and stability. Leaders, clients, and collaborators prefer working with people who handle pressure calmly. As a result, emotionally reactive individuals may unknowingly limit their own opportunities. The calm individual, even with equal skill, may advance faster simply because others feel confident placing important tasks in steady hands. Reaction is especially costly during moments of opportunity. Opportunities often appear quietly and require quick yet thoughtful decisions. If a person is already emotionally overwhelmed by unrelated frustrations, they may fail to recognize the opening or hesitate too long. Calm individuals maintain enough mental clarity to notice possibilities even during stressful periods. Their reduced emotional noise allows them to act when timing matters, preventing hesitation from becoming lost chance. Training oneself to reduce reaction does not mean suppressing emotion completely. It means learning to experience emotion without allowing it to dictate immediate behavior. This skill develops gradually. It begins with awareness, recognizing when reaction is rising. Then comes deliberate controls into breathe, observe, and evaluate before acting. With repetition, this process becomes faster and more natural, until calm response replaces automatic reaction as the default behavior. Over long journeys, such as building expertise, growing a business, or mastering any demanding discipline, the number of moments requiring emotional control becomes enormous. Each day presents situations that could either interrupt progress or be handled quietly without delay. The cumulative effect of handling these moments calmly is enormous acceleration over time, while others repeatedly pause to react. The steady individual continues moving, adjusting, learning, and executing without dramatic stops, gradually increasing distance between themselves and competitors who remain equally capable but less emotionally disciplined. Continuing forward while others are still processing frustration. Continuing improvement while others are still discussing difficulty. Continuing execution while others are still recovering from disappointment. Ensuring that each challenge becomes only a brief adjustment, rather than a prolonged interruption. Each setback becomes information rather than discouragement. Each unexpected change becomes a signal to adapt rather than a reason to stop, allowing progress to flow with fewer breaks, fewer emotional detours, fewer wasted hours. Building momentum that feels almost effortless, not because effort is small, but because reaction no longer slows movement. Because attention stays aligned with direction instead of drifting toward temporary disturbances. Because the mind learns to pass through pressure without stopping, to recognize that the faster reaction fades, the sooner action resumes, and the sooner action resumes, the sooner distance toward the objective begins to close again. Step after step, adjustment after adjustment, motion continuing while reaction fades into the background, leaving the path ahead open for uninterrupted advancement as focus remains fixed on the work that must be done while distractions lose their ability to hold attention for long periods, and the rhythm of steady response continues without interruption.